When it comes to EVE Online, every player wants to know the most effective tactic available. You want to know the meta. The meta controls everything. It determines what will and will not happen. Knowing the meta will alter your views, make you question your reality. It might even make you laugh. And now, you're part of it. You're watching The Meta Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Meta Show. I'm Brisc Rubal. Today is Saturday, February the 5th, 2022, and we have something special for you guys today. As you might have noticed, the Mittani is not here. He's on assignment. Gone, not around, not on the show this week. And so, in order to provide you all with the best entertainment opportunity we had available, we've asked our dear friend Fountain Frank to join us today on the show. Frank, it's so good to have you here. You son of a bitch. You've been keeping me off this show, Brisc. I haven't been on the show in 2 frickin' months. What do you have to say for yourself, huh? This isn't Frank, okay. I'm sorry, you know, sometimes there's just nothing for you to say or anything. Are you kidding me? Nothing for me to say? That's not what I'm trying to say. Listen. Sometimes we don't have a segment. We don't have time. There's a lot of stuff on the show, and we can't get to you. Really? George. Okay. I'm sorry we haven't had you on in a month or so. Guess what? You got all the time in the world today because you're off the show, Brisc. You can't. You can't. Get out of here. No, you can't. That's not. Later. That's not okay. You can't. Out. You can't just turn me off my own show. I got it. What are you talking about? You're going to turn me off my own show. Get out of here. No, right now. You're not going to stop it. Sorry. Stop it. Stop. This is the Fountain Frank Hour of Power now, baby. Boom. When it comes to EVE Online, every player wants to know the most blah, 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 blah. You hear that intro every freaking week. But I know what you want. You want humor. You want funniness. You want a cool bunch of stuff happening on the screen like a bunch of mutants flying around. You want to see the new Jita and look at the space thingy. You want to jump through a gate in a heron because... Wow, why would you want to jump through a gate in a heron? You couldn't find a better ship for this intro, Brisc? Hey, look, it's me! I'm so fucking cool looking. Look, George is there too. This is amazing. You guys are going to get to watch the Fountain Frank Hour of Power, starring Fountain Frank and Queerious George. Have fun, everybody. This show is better than the Meta Show, just saying. They said it couldn't happen. They said I wasn't allowed to do it. Brisc thought he was going to get away. He thought he could just go off and do whatever the fuck he wanted to today. And he was going to not invite me for this show for 2 months. Two. Well, it's 4. 2 months. I haven't been on this damn show. George has been sitting in that corner for a month crying because Brisc won't put him on the show. How dare he? This is unbelievably the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But you know what? We're going to make up for it. We're making up for it today. This is the Fountain Frank Hour of Power, brought to you live from Fountain Frank's Pleasure Hub in beautiful YTAC 2 ANO in Fountain. This is the place to be. I hope that you guys come hang out with us. We've got an action-packed show for you today. I've got Dark Shines waiting in the wings. He's going to be here in a minute. He's in the middle of a fleet right now. Eventually, he's going to pipe up and say something. Unfortunately, I thought I had him on camera. His camera is dead. So I'm going to have to get a picture of him to put up on here. I will find one. I'm sure it will be awesome as soon as I do. But until then, you're stuck with me. So, what are we going to talk about today? I wonder what we could talk about today. There's some stuff going on. There's some things happening. I think we had, well, let's see, first of all, there's a slap fight happening in Pochven, which is kind of funny. I think it's funny. because I can't understand why anyone is arguing over Pochven. I mean, guys, think about it. Listen. All right. Imagine, if you will, you are in Pochven. Look around you. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, man, this sucks. Because that's what I was thinking. Because it's like it's all dark and reddish, and you're surrounded by a lot of nothing, and there are gates and stuff, and there's no local, so you can't even shit talk. And you have to know that lurking potentially around every corner is Zenuria. If that doesn't scare the living shit out of you, nothing I say will. Okay? It won't. But for some reason, we got all these guys fighting over and over and over again over Pochven. And I don't understand it, because fighting for Pochven is like, it's like arguing over who is the best FC in test. Because even if you win, you're still in test. I mean, come on. Like, it sucks. It's like trying to argue who's the youngest person in PL. Even if it's you, you're still 80. I mean, come on. But this is what they're doing. So, all right, I'm going to pull this up on the screen right now, and I'm going to show you this. This is the first bit of drama that came out of Pochven. And I can't believe there's like multiple drama things coming out of Pochven. Multiple things coming out of Pochven this week. So we're going to pull up. Brisc told me how to do this. I think I got it right. This is the right one, I think. Here it is. All right, we got the Gabarino is upset. Why is the Gabarino upset? Well, first of all, apparently, despite the fact that we have all been told time and time again that Pappy is no longer a thing, it has disbanded. There are no Pappies. There are all these non-Pappies. There's like no Pappies at all fighting in Esoteria right now. And I don't want to hear any of you crap people bitching about white mode. I'm old. My eyes don't see too good. I need it. Listen. So the Gabarino is upset. Why is the Gabarino upset? Because apparently people have been joining horde fleets in Pochven, and they don't do anything. All they do, update, fleets from this Discord are now horde only. That's it. Why would you have fleets from your Discord that are not horde only? I don't get it. But if a fleet is accepting non-PH members, you'll be notified on the shared Discord. Oh, they have a shared Discord. I thought Pappy wasn't a thing. After the war, I invited other alliances to this Discord so they could learn and make their own fleets that we would cooperate with. Instead, you keep joining PH fleets while we put up all the work and you reap all the benefits. You pay taxes to your own alliance. Gobbins doesn't care whether you have fun in Pochven as long as you pay him. That's what he's mad about. Nobody's getting paid. This is bullshit. Today took the cake when we engaged hostiles, and mid-fight you refused to shoot primaries because they were blue to your own alliance's standings, and he spelled blue BLU. How fucking precious is that? If you're not in PH and want to make money in Pochven, go talk to your own leaders and FCs and have them get off their asses and form. Get the fuck out of our fleets. That right there, that's pretty cute. That's cute. So for those of you who are members of the Imperium, you should know full well what official Imperium policy is on Pochven. Do you guys know what it is? Can anybody tell me in the chat what the official Imperium policy is on Pochven? What is it? Anybody? Bueller. There we go. Klepto gets it correct. We don't give a fuck about Pochven. We don't. Nope, no fucks given. No fucks given. To Pochven, we say, just like the irritable owl on my coffee mug, we say, fuck off. Not interested in your Pochven drama. Because what is Pochven? What is Pochven? Pochven is every ratting drama bullshit thing you can find shoved together in an entire region of space with no local. That's what it is. But people like it there. People like it there so much to the point that these guys have massive fights in Pochven over random stuff. Here's a perfect example. Look at this. Look at this. This was a battle report from a fight in Nalvula in Pochven 2 days ago. And I say 2 days because it was like a day Eve time, but it's like 2 days ago. But look at this. There were over 2,100 people in Pochven. Why? To kill a Rote Capel Fortizar. What happened? Did it die? It died? It died. There it is. It's dead. Goodbye, Rote Capel. Goodbye. Poor, poor, poor little Fortizar. Why is this important? That's why. It's not. Okay. But it's funny because I don't understand. I don't understand why some of the biggest alliances in the game. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Fraternity. 928 people in fraternity in Pochven for this fight. That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. I don't get it. I don't get it. But this is what they like to do. This is what it is. Pochven is a thing. I guess this is the thing now. We're going to go hang out in Pochven and kill stuff. But if we're getting 2,100 person fights in Pochven, and oh, one more thing. Look at this. Let me show you. Let me show you the song of my people. Look at these names here. Look at that. Oh, Pappy, 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 Pappy. No idea who the fuck that is. What the hell is Eve University doing in there? Pappy. I don't know who is Lord of Worlds. Who are they with? Who's Lord with? I don't even know. That's a lot of Pappies in one place, baby. So Lord is Pappy? Okay, Pappy. There you go. They're all Pappies. When in doubt, Pappy it up. That's what's happening here. So I have to laugh because it's like, you know what? The more these guys squeal about not being a thing anymore and how, oh, no, you don't join our fleets. You shouldn't be allowed to have some fun. Well, PL's there. I guess Hort only had 15 people. I guess it was past their bedtime. But it's like, you can't sit here and tell those of us in the Imperium that Pappy is no longer a thing when you do everything together. That's all that happens. You do everything together. Every single thing you do is together. That's what you guys do. Now, I have a question. Dark Shines, are you here? You're not here yet.
I am here, but I'm still FC.
You're still FC. Dude. God damn it. All right. Well, I'll keep riffing until you're ready to talk. But I'm going to talk a little bit about what you're doing. So right now, Dark Shines is in the middle of a fight. I'll pull this back up on the screen. I don't have a live shot of it because I was doing the show today. But they are in Faithabilis fighting fire. They're not fighting fire with fire. They're fighting fire with a shit ton of, that's not the right screen, with a shit ton of people in there right now. We have 1,400, 1,500 people in here. Okay. I'll reload this right now. We're still kicking the shit out of them. We have been for, I don't know, the last 2.5 hours. This fight kicked off around 1900 or so, if I recall correctly. Roll it back to 18. Okay, let's do that. 18, boom, create new BR. Oh, it's even bigger now. Look at that. 105 to 56. Now, for those of you who are unaware, the Imperium, which is mainly right now, at least in this area, the initiative has been deployed to DTAC-P and Esoteria. DTAC-P is well known as being the former staging of the Legacy Coalition. What happened to the Legacy Coalition? It went tits up months ago because of Villy. DTAC-P now is the home of an initiative Keepstar. We own the space. We control the area. Esoteria is in RMC control with us helping out, but we got all of our stuff there. We're finally getting the stench of failure out of that system. It's starting to smell like victory again. And if you want to know what victory smells like, ask Shines, because he's the one that's done it. But these guys are fighting. But again, let me show you. Let's look at this again. Wait a minute. Okay. Who's the number one person that's here? Fire. This is an X-Death. This is Fire's thing. Who's number one? Oh, look, it's Horde. Oh my God, Test. Wow. Now I have to say, I got to give Test credit. They managed to put 179 people in a fleet. I didn't know Carmagel had that many alts. That's a lot of people in a single fleet for them. It's crazy. So you got these guys, X-Death, all these. We found Razor, Severance, Valkyrie, and the rest of these. Like, this is such, it's Pappy again. It's Pappy again. That's all it is. It's Pappy again. And now I'm waiting. Now, of course, look at this. We have 888 people. They have 847. We are dirty, filthy blobbers, everyone. Dirty, fucking, filthy, blobbing assholes. That's it. They have faxes. But we're the blobbers. Just remember. And I would like to give a shout out here, because I see him on here, to Sour Nami. I'm hoping you guys get a chance to blow him up. But look, Securitas is here too. Everybody, like, this has got all my favorite people on this side. Look, check it out. On this side, all of our guys. We got Dodger. We got the Blurky Boy. We got Dark Shines, who will be here hopefully later. We got Fappy. We got Alterari from the Goons there kicking ass. We got Marine. We got all these guys coming. It's nice. It's a nice little fight on a Saturday afternoon. Next time, guys, please don't schedule your fights during the meta show. It's not nice to Brisc. And especially don't do them during the Fountain Frank Hour of Power. Now, you guys may ask, how long is the Fountain Frank Hour of Power? Well, that's a good question. It's however long I decide it to be, because I am in charge here. That's it. But for now, wait, did I not mention Creighton? I'm sorry, Creighton. I was looking too much at Shines. I was over here. I was staring at Shines too much. And that made me happy. You guys just killed a minnow. Let me update the battle report. Reload. 107.52 now. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Listen. We're all very happy that Pappy is still a thing, because as long as you guys are still a thing, we can still spank you. And that's what's happening right now, because this fight is pretty much even though you're going to call us blobbers. But we're spanking the shit out of you. And I'm looking forward to hopefully hearing from Shines later to tell us all about all the fun stuff that he did in this fight, because it's pretty funny. Now, I'm going to switch back to this screen for a minute, because we've got a couple other things I want to talk about. So, George and I were talking amongst ourselves, and we found out that Brisc is working on a documentary of World War B, which is good. And hopefully he gets to it sometime between now and the end of fucking time. But he got a little bit of crib notes today because guess what? I found out. Did I call it World War B? Holy shit. That was a brain fart on my part. Guys, I know better. It's the Vietnam War. I shouldn't have said that. It's a Vietnam War documentary. Why would I call it World War B? Oh, I remember. Because we found a super secret document that was totally open to the public that CCP put together about the war. Did you guys see this? I don't know if you guys saw it or not. So, second minnow down. Very nice, gentlemen. Very nice. Imperium hackers did a crazy thing. They opened up the CCP press kit and found this. So I thought I would walk you guys through it because there's some interesting stuff in here. And there's some things in here that I need to correct because some of it's wrong. Like totally, completely, and utterly wrong. So while you guys are killing that third minnow, let's take a look at this CCP PowerPoint presentation that talks about the war. Here we go. All right. You pop the screen up. Here it is. World War B2, a beginner's guide to EVE Online's epic interplayer war. Right? Wrong. Wrong. Be it Nam. That's the best N anyone has ever written. Let me just tell you. Okay? That's the best N you will ever see in your life. So we're not even in like past the first fucking page and they already fucked shit up. They should have had me and George do this deck. Okay? I mean, come on. Who else has been the voice of truth and believability throughout this entire war than me? I mean, come on, right? Third minnow is dead. Man, Pappy's having a bad day. Bad day for the Pappies. All right, here we go. Next up, next page. So we're going to go to the next one. So the top of the food chain. Okay. The top of the food chain. I hope this is about hamburgers. Because that's the top of my food chain, as you can probably tell. The seeds of war. All right, we got Villy and we got Mittens. That's fair. On June 15th, 2020, Tappy and the Legacy Coalition ended their non-aggression pacts with their neighbors. That's true. On 5 July, war was officially declared by Legacy. It was speculated that the war started due to an old rivalry between Villy and his ex-alliance goons from Federation, led by the Mittani. The instigation could best be described as a personal vendetta. Well, that's kind of true, right? I mean, it was a war of annihilation, according to a war of extermination. We're in a war of extermination, as Merkel Chen would say. That's what it was. So I guess that's true. Hi, Shiny Boy. Are you ready? Do you want to talk?
I'm still in fleet, but I can talk. Sorry about that.
That's fine. It's fine. All right. So we'll get back to this in a minute. I want to hear from Shines. So Shiny Boy, tell me what is going on. What have you guys been working on? And I will get your picture ready here in a minute.
Well, tests told me that I was trapped in a tower, and I kind of took that personally.
Well, how dare they?
We currently have they caged one of our bridge titans in a tower in mid Fit Abylos. We rage formed to kill the bubbles around it. We killed the bubbles, but these guys brought in 3 fleets and surrounded us in the tower. So we called up goons, asked if they wanted to fight. They said yes. Alterari and a bunch of other guys came down with 800 of their closest friends. And we've just had a 2.5 hour, 3 hour fight over a tower in Fatapolis.
That still happens. We fight over towers. Is that like that's still a thing? This is amazing to me.
Yes,
I love it.
Yeah. So yeah.
So all right. So do me a favor. Can you tell me exactly how much stuff you guys have been killing? Because it sounded to me when I was on comms that you were like every 5 seconds something else was dying. Is this true? Is that what happened?
Yeah, like it was a lot of hacks. There was hundreds and hundreds of hacks on grid. So, sorry, 1 second.
Here we
go. So Horde was there in a we're all there in Munin fleets. Goons and Imperium are all there in Munin fleets. Alpha is here in an Eagle fleet. And
that was a bad choice of his part, wasn't it?
No, the Munin fleet was out. It was Ace. He's been chewing up fire Munins about 4 at a time, which seems to be like super quick kill speed, which is nice.
All right, that's good.
And the Munins have just kind of been popping as Munins do. So we're just cleaning up the grid now. There's a lot of wrecks here. Local still at 1,400. We're just going to kill bubbles and see do they want to do anything else before we call an end to this, I think.
So how many, you guys killed a bunch of caps then?
Yeah, we killed. So they brought in Minokawas to support their subcaps because they lost all the triage, and then they onlined the jammer because Pappy.
That's what they do.
And yeah, the minnows obviously, if you're losing the subcap fight, you're going to lose your minnows as well. They managed to jump 2 out, I think. So fair play to them for that. But yeah, three more minnows died, and we're just killing bubbles now at the moment. So
that's the best thing ever. I'm so pleased that we were able to get this done because I don't know about you. Maybe you can explain to me this. Why does fire need everybody but their own people to actually do anything? What is the issue there? I don't get it. Can you explain that?
I mean, not really. Like they're a group of, like, fire itself is big, but it's a group of a lot of smaller alliances. They're probably not as cohesive as somebody like Initiative or Pandemic Horde. But then you've also got people like Test who are already deployed down here, right? So they're just in the area, and then you've got Horde who deployed down here for content. So it's just everybody just wants to shoot stuff on Saturday night. Like I am super happy because we were camped inside the tower, and I got DMs, I got pings, I got local chat, just smack. Like it was nonstop.
Can you tell me what your new nickname was according to the people that were DMing you?
Stuck Shines. So,
Stuck Shines.
Yeah, my Titan currently is outside the pause shield if they want to come in and kill it, but I don't think they will.
Well, of course not. They'll lose another bunch of fleets. I can't believe, like, this is amazing to me. Like, I keep refreshing. Like, I keep hitting F5 on the reload on this thing, and the numbers keep going up, and ours don't. We are now at 58 billion lost by us to 121 billion killed. That's not a bad afternoon's work, my friend. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. And all just to free my only Titan, right? This is the only Titan I have. So it's very important that this Titan gets unstuck.
Dear goodness. Which one was it? Is it Honey?
Ragnar.
Oh, so you're all right. So poor Ragnar is stuck in a tower, but he's not in a tower. And they couldn't even kill that with 857 people and faxes.
So for anybody who's kind of new to the game, who maybe isn't super familiar with towers, there was this tactic. It used to have a name, but we're just going to call it a cage now. So
we can't. You can't use the old name. It's not allowed.
No,
it's bad.
Thankfully, we've moved on from that. But we're just going to call it a cage. So basically, you've got your pause tower, and you ref it. And if it's your home or you want to hold somebody inside it, you anchor a bunch of bubbles around it so that you can't jump out because the bubbles overlap inside the pause tower. That's why it's called a cage, and you're going to kill everything that's inside it. So we're currently killing the cage at the moment. Hostiles are tethered up on a Fortizar.
Which Fortizar? I mean, is that one of theirs? Is this like a fire staging area or something?
It's one of Fire's pets. I'm not sure if they're renters or just a member alliance. It's Russian League of Honor or something. They've got 2 Fortizars in here. It's their capital system.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
I got it.
It's kind of as far as you can go in terms of Titan ranges. So it was the natural next step for expanding into Fatalis in terms of Titan ranges. So slightly strategic.
It's very amusing to me. Here we are looking at the screen. Let me get it back to the main one. Here we go. So we're back up. It's just crazy to me how much ISK you guys were able to kill. This is great. Like, 800 ships. Where are they coming from? Where are the Horde guys coming from? Where are the test guys coming from? Because this is not where they lived, right? Are they deployed down here too?
So Fire and Test are here immediate, like they're in the immediate vicinity. They have jump bridges right into system. In it is not too far away, but we do have to take a Titan bridge to get here, and then Goons have to take 2 Titan bridges to get here. So it is a bit of a trek. Horde have a jump bridge network, so they don't actually have to take any Titan bridges. They can jump bridge all the way from R10 down to here. So yeah, like on all sides, I know I'm been a bit smug, and I don't want to be too smug, but
no, be smug, please be smug. That's allowed.
Like everybody on all sides done amazing work reshipping there. Like in it had 2 fleets up. Lurk is fucking riding in on his golden bicycle to form a second fleet and bring that in, and then Goons were just pouring fleet after fleet into the area. But then so were Horde. Horde brought down main fleet from the north. NC shut up in bombers. Fire and Test constantly reshipping. So there was tons of reships on all sides. But in the end, I don't really know why the battle report is that skewed. At the very start in it, like we had to burn out of the tower against 3 fleets to try and meet up with Goons. So we kind of ate a bit of crap at the start. But yeah, it turned, and yeah.
I'm very pleased with this. This is a good job. As the official Imperium spokesman, I must say, attaboy, Shines. And attaboy to Alterari and the rest of the Goons and everybody that went out there. I mean, look, again, this is the thing. We have 950 people on here. We are blobbers, filthy, dirty blobbers. What were the excuses they were giving in local for losing? Did they have anything funny?
There was absolutely nothing in local.
Not even sound the Horde horn or
nope.
The test is dreaded as recruiting horse shit we see all the time. Nothing?
No, I mean, you know how it goes, right? Like there's a ton of smack at the start, and then they get smacked, and then it's quiet all the way home, you know?
Right. Stuck Shines. I saw somebody called you Fart Shines. That was my favorite. I kind of don't know why we haven't started calling you that ourselves, to be bluntly honest.
This dude, fucking a test logi pilot combos me and says, hey, your Titan is trapped here. I'm like, nice. He says, I'm in a logi, but I'm going to get on the kill mail. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
He's like, thanks, Fart Shines. I'm like,
Fart Shines. Okay. Let me see if I can find that, because it is pretty funny.
And then
I just have to laugh because that's just the most hilarious shit. There's nothing better. There's absolutely nothing better than when these guys start talking smack and then get their asses handed to them and they have to eat crow. And then they just got to sit there and go like, That's what they do every time. It's a standard thing.
I need to go AFK 5 minutes, Brisc. Sorry.
All right, go AFK 5 minutes. Go ahead and get these guys out. I will go back. I want to find this thing if I can find it because it was funny. And I don't know if I have it here or not. I should have had it ready for the show. Here it is. Got it. All right, let me open this up on the screen. Boom. In the middle. Oh, it's too low. All right, here, let's do it this way. Look at this. So that Titan is going to die. Sure, I'm a Logi bro. I'm still going to fire on it. Nice. You're going to look good on my kill board. 07 Fart Shines. Yeah. That was legit. That's legit. That's the kind of stuff. This is what I live for. This is the smack talk in local that is the best ever. Tammy McPherson. You're awesome, dude. That's like the best smack I've seen in so long. It makes me giggle. All right. So while Shines is doing his thing, we can go back to what we were doing before which is going through the deck of stuff that CCP put out. Okay, so we'll get back to Fart Shines when he's ready to go. So here we go. All right, next up. This is the next slide. The war involves two major groups, the Imperium and Pappy. Now, obviously, like, there were more than three of us right here, okay? I mean, there were a lot more of us. But I mean, it's fair. If you look at the major groups that were doing stuff, you could have added TNT, and you could have added Lawn, and you could have added Sib Squad, and you could have added Red Alliance, and you could have added all of the other Ranger Regiment, all the other guys that joined us during the war. We could have had all those guys on there, but it's fair. I guess it's just a small list. And then you got on the Pappy side, all the Pappy guys. But it's funny how, you know, Fraternity didn't do a lot. And they're still on here. Poor Barv. I got to feel bad because then it's like, poor Barv. Those guys killed their alliance for this war. They did. And I felt bad for them, but they did it. But hey, you know what? That was their choice. It's fine. All right. So we're going to move on. We're going to go on to the next slide. Next slide. Here we go. The key players. This was one of the most controversial of all of the screens in this deck. And people are still debating it right now because of people that were not listed. Now, Villy, yeah, he belongs there. Headliner, I guess, yeah. I mean, he flew a lot of jackdaw fleets. Piggles, definitely. Dunkel, yes, absolutely. Dunk Dinkle. Gabo, yes. Sharded Anus, I don't know. But then again, he was kind of like mini Piggles, mini PGL. So I guess it makes sense that he's on here because he kind of like blew up Brave. And then on our side, you got Mittens, 100%, Darkshine, 100%, Asher, 100%, The Edge. I could not believe there were people who didn't know who The Edge was. Like, what rock were you living under? The Edge was like Super Cohort Kingman. Like, he was the dude. Like, he's so important to the Imperium, he sends out pings for me. Like, that's how important he is. How could you forget who The Edge is? I don't understand. Listen. Now, Mr. V, yes, Mr. V is typing. He deserves to be on there. Then we got Chai Netok from the Bastion. Who? I have never heard of this guy. When I think of the Bastion, I think of Carneros and I think of Keisha. Those are the only two people that I know. But apparently he's a key player. Now, who is not on this list that should be on this list? Well, number one is fucking me. How dare they leave me off? I mean, come on. How dare you leave me off? Where is Mind One? Where is Seriously? Where is Jay Amazingness? Where is Pando? On the Pappy side, where is O'Muskie? The one guy that led every fleet that they did at the end of the war, who still fought even though everybody in the leadership was trying to sell him out and run away. Where's Vince Draken? That man single-handedly reopened Europe. Does he not deserve any credit? I mean, come on. I don't understand this whatsoever. I don't get it. But apparently, these were the key players. That's it. Anyway. Yeah, where's Alice? Where's the Bomber FCs? Are you back?
Kind of, sorry.
Did you see this thing? You're on here. Are you happy about it? You at least got your propers.
I'm not gonna lie, because but there was a bunch of people put in a lot of work. It wasn't just FCs. You've got the cores. I've seen people mention Cryo, Jay. There was that what's his name?
Me? Fountain Frank. Yes, that's who you were talking about.
Fountain Fred, is it?
How dare you? How dare you?
You've got Jay Amazingness, you've got Cryo, you've got Dave, you've got just so many people put in so much work over the war, big names that are not on the list. And I understand
there is one name that's not on this list that should not be on this list, and that is Brisc Rubal. He's nothing but a fucking line member. He has no business being on this list. That's perfectly okay. Whoever did this got it right, leaving his ass off. Just saying. All right, keep going. What were you saying? Shiny boy.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Are you moving a fleet now? You're telling people to jump gates and asking why they're not aligning, aren't you?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's exactly.
So yeah, Caps just go 7 to 4-star. You understand that you can't list everybody on the on the whatever they have here. And then you've got guys like Mind One. Seriously, there was so much went into the war. It wasn't just FCs. There was a ton of people, on both sides. And the fact that there was no NC dot, as much shit as we give them, on that slide, there was no NC dot.
Yeah, no Brother Bob, no Blazing Bunny, none of those guys. No Pittsburgh. How many alliances did he kill during the war? Why is he not on here? I mean, come on. Right?
It's a bit of a head scratcher. It's cool that they've done it. I think the slideshow itself is cool, but it's just it reeks a bit of inaccuracies and stuff that was left out. It would have been, I don't know, if there was maybe if they consulted the CSM or spoke to players or something. I don't know, but there's a lot of names missing.
I'm guessing that talking to the CSM probably would not have been the most good idea, given how many people on this list, at least on the side that lost, were on the CSM. Let me just tell you. Anyway, all right, moving on. So, and I want to go to this because this is funny, and then we're going to talk to Shines for a little bit at the end of the show because I want to do something for him because it's funny. The theater of war. They talk about where we are. When most of this fighting happened down here, Nullsec, and they talk about that in the region of Fountains and Quirius and Delve, and then there was Esoterian and Pescat. That's all true. Now, key engagements. This is by far the worst, absolute, completely fucking wrong slide in this whole goddamn deck. Okay? For the obvious reason, the first cataclysmic event of the war was the eviction of the initiative and the bastion from the region of Fountain. Bullshit. How many times do I have to tell you people, Init never lived in Fountain? We didn't live in Fountain. Never lived in Fountain, people. Listen, I explained this to Brisc and that dumbass interview he gave to me at the start of the war. So didn't you guys live in Fountain? They killed J5A and IGE. Well, that was pretty tough. No, it wasn't, because it wasn't ours. It was the Culture's Keepstar. It was Horde's. It was Horde space, and it got blown up in Horde space. Horde's Keepstars. We never lived in Fountain. If you've ever been in local, what do they say, Shines? In it are goons, right? That's what they say, don't they?
Yep.
In it are goons. Well, if in it are goons, where do goons live? Goons live in Delph. Therefore, in it lives in Delph. We never lived in Fountain. Never lived in Fountain. I cannot
not even
believe,
sure where Fountain is.
Right? We only find it now because, it's on the way to Cloud Ring.
Dude, I live in Esoteria. I have no idea
right?
what Fountain is.
We live in DTP now, right? I go through there to get the Clown Ring. That's it. This is what I'm talking about. So I don't even want to finish this deck anymore. Omnis in falsum, false, whatever the freaking lie. If one thing is wrong, it's all wrong. This is not okay. This is not okay. Okay? Not fucking okay. And I am not going to give myself a hernia yelling about this anymore. It's very upsetting to me, Shines.
I couldn't tell. I think you're controlling yourself probably a bit too much, Brisc, if I'm being honest.
Who?
Fountain
What did
Frank,
you just
sorry.
call me? Listen,
I
I want to put something else. If you guys did not see the start of this show, you saw me kick Brisc off. All of you conspiracy theory people out there who seem to think that he and I are the same person, get your head on straight. Where is Brisc right now? I shoved him in a closet an hour ago.
Oh, that's what the banging in the background is.
Correct. He's trying to get out.
Nice.
He's not getting out. Not today. This is my show. This is the Fountain Frank Hour of Power. And here's what we're going to do now.
Frank. It won't happen again.
It's all right. Listen, I understand. It's okay. Sometimes these things happen. Now that we are here, I want to talk to you, Mr. Darkshines, because this is a very important special occasion for me because I'm a big fan of your work.
Fuck.
I'm a very big fan of your work. And for those of you who are not aware of this, let me just tell you, there are a lot of people who do a lot of things in EVE Online. There are a lot of people who do a lot of writing, a lot of people who do a lot of videos. For example, Cryo Huron, our leader of the Ministry of Truth, is one of the absolute best propagandists I have ever met. He does the best posters. They even used one of the posters at the end of that deck. That's how good his posters are. He doesn't get enough credit. He does amazing work. And what Cryo is to propaganda posters, Darkshines is to mildly erotic fan fiction. Okay? I'm going to pull this up on the screen. If you guys have not been reading these stories, we are at chapter 10 of the mildly erotic adventures of New Eden. It is absolutely unbelievable how good Shines is. And I thought that if you'd like, I could do a dramatic reading of your most recent epic opus.
Frank, it would please me greatly to have someone of your stature and excitement read one of them.
Here we go. Now, the best part is that the story is, a lot of the story is about my assistant, The Edge. You know, he's my assistant because he sent the ping out today. Okay. So you can read along with us if you want. I will put the link in the chat for you people here. We're going to go into Inception mode for 1 second. Now we're going to go back. There you go. Chapter 10, The Benefits of Spin. Which way was up? The gyroscope had turned too many times. Around and around he spun, body limp from exhaustion. From his head to his toes, the blood flowed back and forth. Confused, the Edge looked around. While he could see, his mind was numb. Shapes and images floated in front of him, blurred and distorted. Nothing made sense. My dog is barking. He appeared to be in a large chamber, mounted candles standing erect in their holders, casting a gentle glow around the room, softening the roughness of the granite walls surrounding him. Around and around he spun, a never-ending ride of emptiness. His head lolled from side to side, adding to his dizziness. Finally, his eyes closed and his consciousness faded to black. The man walked along the well-lit corridor, nodding at the line members as he passed. He moved with purpose, confidence blazing from him. And why shouldn't it? Delve had been recaptured at record speed, swiftly followed by Quirius and period basis. Fuck knows what was happening in Fountain. That was Enid business. The stench left behind by Pappy was fading, being replaced with an almost sweet pollen fragrance as Goonsform Federation structures sprung up all over the region. The thought alone was enough to make him smile, and smile he did. A big, contagious grin that spread to all the people he passed. They had won! The days following the withdrawal of Pappy forces had been turbulent. Despite their retreat, Pappy still outnumbered the victors. It had nearly turned to disaster when the Asher stock of Kirkland protein bars had gone missing. Luckily, a few days later, a dread bomb freighter had arrived in 1DQ-1A with a message from Seto. We're keeping the mods in salvage, but I believe these belong to you. Regards, the UTEC Q beacon. Inside the freighter were containers of Kirkland protein bars now unloaded and under double guard, as per Asher's orders. Coming to the end of the corridor, he stopped and looked round. Scratching his head, he spun and backtracked, confused as to how he got lost. Walking past a group of people, he spotted the triangular eye icon on a few of their uniforms, marking them as INIT members. Stopping, he cleared his throat. Hey, sorry guys, you have a second? I'm looking for the new FC lounge, but I'm a bit turned around. Could you point me in the right direction? Niroshido smiled and nodded, turning to face the edge. Right, so you go. Keep going straight that way, right? He started in his big, thick Irish accent, which I did not do. Then you need to turn left, right, then take a right, then hit straight until you get to the big window overlooking the docking bay, right, then turn right again, right. I just used an Australian accent. I apologize, Shines. The Edge looked at him and smiled nervously. So I turn right here, then go straight down that corridor. Confused, Nero started again. No, listen, right? You go straight here, right, then left, then right, then straight, then right at the big window, right? The Edge wasn't following this lunatic at all, but he smiled his thanks and started forward. Never ask an Irishman for directions, he mused to himself. He kept walking, following the instructions as best he could until he finally found himself standing in front of the window overlooking the docking bay. He stopped, taking it all in. Hundreds of ships coming and going, a constant stream of activity. Sucking in a deep breath, he turned to continue, but stopped as he came face to face with a hooded figure. He jumped, surprised by the sudden appearance before him. Unfortunately, he didn't have long to be startled as the figure jammed a syringe into his neck. The Edge tried to black away, but his vision was quickly fading, the world around him becoming dark. Time was a blur. Around and around he went. The gyroscope spin level was set to Pappy. Nothing made sense. Slowly, he regained consciousness, the memory of the docking bay slipping from his mind. Suddenly, the gyroscope slowed, then stopped. Arms and legs splayed and strapped, the Edge swung his head. A figure entered the room, a black silk and leather gown hugging their frame. They wore a matching silk hood, the face covered by a sheer silk veil. Let me scroll down for you guys. Despite his predicament, the Edge was still a man. And there was something about those curves that he longed for. Arousal was swift, but not CCP swift. The figure stepped closer, and the Edge could see their legs clad in black silk stockings. The figure stood before the gyroscope and held up a remote. Pushing a button, the gyroscope was lowered toward the ground. Stepping back, the figure swung their leg, catching the Edge right in the crown jewels. The Edge cried out, a mixture of pain and pleasure coursing through him. The foot swung again, the dull throbbing turning to electric fire in his groin. What the hell was happening to him? The third kick was aimed perfectly, catching him fully on his rod and tackle. The Edge cried out again. He was close. One more kick would deliver heaven and hell to him. But the final strike never landed. The Edge opened his eyes, peering at the figure as it stepped closer to him. The hell would do this to me, he wondered. His mind leapt back to the diplomatic lashing he had received not too long ago. Marana? Emily? Please, you can't leave me like this. The hooded figure leaned towards him slowly and gently brushed against his ear. I'm the Mittani, bitch. How about that for a closer? It's like the best ending ever. Shines, this is like the best ending I've ever heard ever in my entire life. How did you write this? How did you? Where do you get the skill to be an amazing FC and write some stuff that I'm sure right now has people running to the bathroom for tissues.
Definitely has the Aj running anyway.
Well, yeah, obviously he lived it.
I don't know. I just try and find something like a topic or a subject, and I don't know, just start writing and try and make it a bit funny but not too serious. And some of them work out, some of them don't.
Well, I have to say, for the record, that one worked out pretty damn good. Let me tell you. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Now you have to write one of those about what happened in our Tech A, right? Or about what happened today with the fire guys. Although I get the feeling that if you wrote one of those about like X-Death or somebody, they probably wouldn't appreciate it. I don't know if it translates well into Russian.
Like, actually, there's Nero, I see him in chat, he'll probably agree with me, but there's like in Ireland, there's a big culture of you insult your friends more than you do your enemies. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons that all the people in these stories are goons or in it. Like, I know the Aj thinks he's been picked on, but it's only because I think he'd be okay with it. Like Cryo, you know, Mittens. It's all people you feel can take a joke and have a laugh about these things. I done stories where I had some of the NC guys in there, and it's always a bit of a line because, like, at the end of the day, it's still a game, right? You don't want to intentionally shit on people too hard.
That is true.
And these are supposed to be funny. They're not supposed to be. They're not supposed to be like calling people out or insulting people. I mean, there's a certain amount of calling people out because of the events and circumstances that are in them are usually based around like what's happening at the time in Eve to try and meme on it a bit. But as well as that, like, there's a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes, like with Aj or with Mittens or with Jay, you know, or with High or Tau or any of these guys. So there's context there that you can write about. I don't know anything about hostile FCs. You know, I don't know anything really about hostile leadership. There's no personal connection there. So, you know, if I wrote something or if I tried to write something about them, it would be, you know, it'd be probably way off mark. It wouldn't be very funny, and the stories wouldn't relate to what I'm trying to make funny. So, well,
I think you have managed to successfully do that. Not only are you an amazing FC, not only do you tell good stories in fleets, not only are you the best person to yell at me, well, not at me, because I'm rarely in your fleets, because I'm usually sitting in a station somewhere looking at things, but I understand that you'd like to yell at Brisc a lot, which is good, because he deserves it, a shithead, keeping me off the show for 2 months. And you write the best fan fiction.
Brisc is hands down the worst person in it to anchor.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because he's never paying attention. He's always doing something else.
He's too busy talking in local, usually.
That's exactly right.
Things.
That is correct. That is absolutely correct. That man needs to shut up. Busted. All right. Well, my dear friend, Mr. Shines, thank you for joining us today. We are at the end of the Fountain Frank Hour of Power. We made it. We did an hour. I guess I should let Brisc out of the closet. Won't be the first time. Just saying. But I want to thank all of you for joining us. Shines, thank you for joining us. Do you have anything you would like to leave with the audience today as we end the show?
Well,
anything. I have one last thing before we end the show, though. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say thanks for having me on, and sorry for the delay at the start. It wasn't really expected, but it was awesome to be on. Thanks.
Well, I would like to say thank you to everybody, and I also want to wish a big happy birthday to our boy Shoop. It's his birthday today. I also want to wish a double happy birthday to Merkelchen Jr., whose birthday is also today. You share a birthday with Shoop. You should be proud of that. But I want to thank all of you people for hanging out with us today, joining me for the Fountain Frank Hour of Power. I am Fountain Frank. I was joined by Quirious George, who was mysteriously quiet today. And I don't really know why, because normally he talks a lot more than he did today. And the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Darkshines. From all of us here at INN, stick around. We're going to raid the Dr. UK here at the end of the stream. Thank you for watching. Eat my ass.